Good evening and welcome to the official PSGL YouTube channel, and it's now time for the Formula 2 Sprint Cup. The final two rounds of the championship are this evening. We are first racing at Monza and then concluding at Spa-Francorchamps. My name is Jake Warrior and I'll be guiding you through the action tonight. And realistically we have three drivers battling for the title, and we'll run through those very shortly. I'm just going to check everything's up and running as it should be, as I did have some issues getting this stream underway. Hopefully we should, yeah, it looks like we are all up and running, so that's absolutely fantastic stuff. Good evening to you all tonight, I hope you are all well. And yeah, as I said, we've got three drivers coming into this final race with a realistic chance of winning the championship. Mathematically there's a couple of other drivers as well, but I think looking at the championship it is most likely going to be between the top three. And just to tell you who those three are, we've got Skeven, who is leading the championship going into tonight's finale on 99 points. We've then got Little Blocks in second place on 90, and we've got Cherry 2 Pie in third on 85. So realistically it's between them three unless they all have absolute disasters tonight, which I don't think is going to happen. The format with this F2 Sprint Cup, as always, as it has been with the last 2 weeks, we have a one-shot qualifying to determine the grid for the feature race, which is a 50% distance race. And then what will happen is we'll then have a 25% sprint race, where the grid is decided by, well, from 9th place downwards, the grid will be as it was, and then 1st to 8th will be reversed for the grid for the sprint race. The points for the feature race are the same as the normal F1 championship, and the points for the sprint race are as follows. You get 15 for the win, 12 for second, and so on and so forth. And you do get 4 points for pole position as well, so this one-shot qualifying already is quite crucial in itself, because you can get quite a good start to the evening by getting pole position. And there's also 2 points for the fastest lap in each of the races. We should be getting underway very shortly. So let's see how tonight goes. Should be a very interesting evening ahead of us. Let me know in the stream who you think is going to win the championship tonight. Skeven's been very consistent so far, but Little Blocks has shown that he has got the speed to take it, and Cherry 2 Pie just seems to always be up there in the races, no matter what the situation. So all three of them have definitely got good merits in which they can go on and win this. Of course, there can only be one champion. I'll be back with you once the one-shot qualifying begins. Right, so into the one-shot qualifying we go. Good evening to everybody. I hope you all enjoyed the race. We've already got, looks like Blizzard has left, so hopefully he can rejoin shortly, but that will affect him for this one-shot qualifying. Got a couple of names tonight who I haven't seen before. I'm guessing they're on the reserve, were on the reserve list. Bugatti and Machine Fishy. So it'll be interesting to see how they get on. We've got all the championship protagonists here. And as we know, Monza's a very high-speed track with a couple of very high-speed chicanes in there as well. It's a tough track, actually, I think, in these cars, because certain corners like Ascari were very tough to do in these cars, as well as Parabolica. So, it'll be interesting to see how everybody gets on. And let's see who can get the first 4 points of the evening. Now, often a driver that tends to get pole for the feature race often tends to go on and win the feature race, which you'd consider quite odd. You'd expect the pole position person of the sprint race to be more likely to go on and win, but no, so far we've had quite dominant feature race wins and on the whole from the pole position person, so pole position is very important. Obviously, this is quite an one of the easier tracks to overtake on, I would say. We'll sort of get an idea once we get past Ascari as to who is on a good lap and who isn't. Heading down now towards Ascari. Let's see how Neon deals with this corner. He flicks it in. He's a little bit wide. Not too bad though. It's a bit tentative going into there though. Not too surprising given the lack of downforce these cars have compared to their F1 counterparts. Looks like Bugatti and Skeven, well, Bugatti, who's not raced up to tonight, but he's doing very well in qualifying. Is he going to be the one that takes pole position as we head to the line? Yes, he is. Bugatti takes pole just ahead of championship contenders Skeven and Cherry 2 Pie, and I think I saw Little Blocks in 5th, so all the championship contenders qualifying near the front, but it's Bugatti that will get the 4 points for pole position. Very nice performance indeed. Got Free Gloves up there as well. CC Brain up in the top 10. Any surprises? QPR Beast didn't get a lap time in. Bit surprised at that. Free Gloves has done a good lap time up in 4th. He hasn't had the best of time in this league in terms of results so far, but that's a good qualifying performance. But the qualifying time is very, very close, and it should make for a very good race. Of course, this turn 1 does have the potential for collisions. With it being such a heavy braking zone, it can catch people out, and definitely can catch people out in these conditions. Well, this has thrown a spanner in the works. This is going to make the already difficult turn 1 at the start even tougher. And, well, those who did really well in qualifying might not have such a good time of it in the race. We shall wait and see. This will be a tough one for all the drivers. I think getting through the first couple of corners is all important. As I say, you can't win the race in turn 1, but you definitely can lose it. So we've got 5 lights here at Monza. And away we go. Looks like Bugatti got a very good start from pole position. Skeven will have to slot in behind. Someone's already gone very wide in the background. We've got Bugatti heading into turn 1 in the lead. Skeven second, Cherry 2 Pie in third. We've got a bit of... Oh, and we've got cars going off all over the place. The leaders had to go off the track. We've got other cars going off. I don't know what's happened, but Free Gloves is up to second. And, well, in fact, a couple of the drivers near the top 2 have got penalties for corner cutting, as they all struggle to get through the difficult turn 1. And let's have a look then as Skeven tries to go around the outside of Free Gloves, but he's going to struggle to make that corner. He will have to give that position back, I feel. I don't think he had the position, in my opinion anyway, but we'll see. As Little Blocks moves up the inside of Matt, up into 4th. Cherry 2 Pie's not had a good start, down in 7th. Say what, Blizzard, to say he wasn't in qualifying, had a great start to 11th. As we see, I think that was Olive that went off in the background. But it's Bugatti that leads ahead of Skeven. But of course, Skeven, I don't think, got a penalty, whereas some of the others did. Little Blocks remains in 4th. We've got Matt in 5th. Cherry 2 Pie will try and look to get past Greeny, I think. As Greeny has a bit of a moment coming out of Ascari. And I think Machine Fishy. And what's happened to Free Gloves? Oh, he's gone off at the exit of Ascari, and after starting on the front row, his race has just gone absolutely wrong. We've got cars going alongside each other. Further down the field, we've got Lee Finley moving up into 6th place. Sorry, 10th place was that, and Cherry 2 Pie's up to 5th. And Greeny will now try and step into the slipstream of the car in front. Maybe get a run into turn 1 further up the road. We've got Matt looking down the outside of Little Blocks, but there's no way through there. And in fact, as I've changed for the lead... Oh! What's happened here? Skeven has gone completely off at turn 1. He's got a very harsh penalty for corner cutting because he definitely didn't gain time. In fact, he's lost a position, 2 little blocks. So people still having a lot of trouble with the tricky turn 1. As Blizzard in the background has moved up. We've got more yellow flags. I don't know what's going off further down the field. Greeny has got back past Cherry 2 Pie in the battle for 5th place. And Bugatti now holds a 2.5 second lead over Little Blocks, who has the 2 Arden cars of Skeeven and Matt behind him. QPR Beast, Lordy and Free Gloves are among the cars in the pits. So I'm guessing they had first lap contact. So it worked out pretty well for Little Blocks. He started the I think he started the lowest. Yeah, he did start the lowest of the championship contenders. But he's definitely gained the most out of it. And he's looking very strong so far in the race. But it's once again the guy who qualified on pole who's running away with things early on. Let's have a look further down. We've got Cherry 2 Pie and Greeny continuing their battle. Around Parabolica, Cherry has a massive slide on the exit. And that gives Greeny a bit of a advantage. Cherry will duck back into the slipstream down the main straight. He will have the inside line for turn 1. It doesn't always mean you're guaranteed to get past though. Can he make it stick into turn 1? You can see how cautious they're being in the braking zone. And in fact, Cherry pushes Greeny a little bit off track and gets a position. And Greeny will be looking in his mirrors again now because he's got Krypton just behind him as well. In fact, could Krypton be about to have a go down into this next corner here? Have a look. No, not quite. Not quite close enough, but it's tough at the moment just to keep the car on the track by the looks of things, so I can understand the reluctance to go for a dive bomb from far back. It probably isn't worth the risk at this moment. And in fact, Greeny will look to try and close in on Cherry 2 Pie again. In fact, oh, we just missed that. We're on board with Krypton, but he's just made a mistake. And that has allowed Blizzard to take P7. Blizzard having a cracking start from the back. Got a yellow flag in sector 2. Let's try and find out what's happened further down the field. I can't quite see. Someone must have gone off further down the order. We've now got CC Brain trying to get past Krypton. Krypton's mistake at the exit of a second Lesmo. Around the outside into the parabolic, he'd be brave to stick it out around there, especially in these conditions, but he'll look to get the undercut, and I think they'll go side by side through a lot of this straight now. Let's go on board with CC Brain. He's going to have the inside line. Approaching turn 1. Who's going to be braver on the brakes? Neither of them really, both around the same time, but CC Brain will have the racing line. There's a bit of contact, and that gives Krypton a slightly better exit. They're still alongside each other. There's more wheel-to-wheel contact. Nearly sent one of them off the road there, but they just managed to get away with it. Have to be careful here, I think, or it could be more contact, but Krypton holds on as they head towards the Lesmos. In fact, Blizzard has, unbeknown to me, actually just gained another position. He's up to 6th now, starting 19th. That's incredible. It's an incredible drive from the back of the grid. Krypton's definitely starting to slow CC Brain down. I don't think he's found a rhythm yet in these conditions, and CC Brain will go to the outside. He'll have the better line into Ascari. And Krypton opts to decide against going side by side through there, and I can't say I blame him. That's 8th place for CC Brain. Good move indeed. We've actually back to the battle for 2nd place, the all-important championship battle, of course. These two, the top 2 in the championship at the moment, with Skeeven ahead of Little Blocks in the championship, but behind him on the road. They are both starting to close down Bugatti at the front. The gap has come down a little bit in the last couple of laps. I think Greeny's had a moment. Let's have a look. Oh, he must have had a moment. Yeah, I think he must have gone wide out of Parabolica and he's losing positions. But will Skeven try anything against Little Blocks? Of course, there's plenty of racing to go tonight. You know, it's not all do or die in this race. There's still, of course, the sprint race and then Belgium to go after this. So there's plenty of time for Skeven to... And he does have the advantage, so there's no need to go for anything rash at the moment. Now I know that in F2 there's a mandatory pit stop in the feature race. I'm guessing this doesn't apply in wet conditions. Guessing that rule goes out the window. I don't know if somebody knows about that, but yeah, I can't imagine they'd have to pit on wet tyres. It wouldn't really make any sense. We've got Blizzard now trying to get 5th place. Going down the inside into Ascari, and he's got the move done. Blizzard up another place, up to 5th place. He's having a really storming drive from the back of the grid, but he's not... I don't think Cherry's going to take that line down. Is he going to try and get back at him into Parabolica, I wonder? Oh, and Greeny, I think Greeny's crashed. Oh, he's not yet to score in this championship. He's shown good pace at times, but one too many mistakes, I fear, for him. Hopefully he can get some points on the board tonight. It would be a shame for him to end up pointless. But that's not the start to the evening he would have envisaged. He would have hoped for. I'll go with that word. Oh, and I thought Cherry was about to dive down the inside of Blizzard there. That would not have worked. He thought better of it. It was a bit later on the brakes though. Could use that to effect if he can get closer. Krypton's in the pits actually, so I wonder, was there maybe contact between himself and Greeny? Skeven's got a corner cutting penalty. That, well, I know that Little Blocks and Bugatti have one, so that's kind of evens it up there on that one. If Little Blocks on a moment now, if he's just trying to stop Skeven from using his slipstream. Field spacing out a little bit now. Of course, you probably don't want to be too close to the car in front at times. Spray can make it visibility very poor. I get the feeling that Skeven's one mistake away from, well, Little Blocks is one mistake away from Skeven having a run on him. He just can't get close enough at the moment. Blizzard has just set the fastest lap. He's now chasing after Skeven's teammate Matt for 4th place. Blizzard is absolutely flying. Let's actually go on board with. Oh, was that someone? Yeah, I thought Matt had missed his first corner there. He did, and it's actually cost him time. So Blizzard should have a run on Matt very shortly with the pace he's going at. And Cherry's sticking to the back of Blizzard as well, so he could get involved too. Blizzard had I didn't notice that, but I think Blizzard had a bit of a mistake behind Matt, because Cherry's actually close back to the back of him. Just before this potentially gets very tasty, wish a happy birthday to the head director of the PSGL site, Big C. It's his birthday today. He's enjoying the action. Oh, and oh, that's a massive moment on board with Cherry. He did well to save that. I thought he might have had an accident there, but he managed to hold it. It looks at the moment, a Little Blocks is starting to gain on Bugatti and leave Skeven a little bit behind him. And that fastest lap backs up that theory. Good timing. So yeah, Little Blocks has getting the hammer down now. He knows just what an advantage it would be if he could get the win in this race, and he's definitely going after it. More yellow flags in sector 1, I'm not sure what's happened. Got a few more drivers in the pits. Blizzard not struggling a bit for the first time. I thought he would have actually cruised past Matt, but it's not the way it's gone. And Krypton now is out of the race as well, so that's 4 DNFs we've got now. I think this is the closest that Blizzard's been up to now, so we'll see if he can do anything about Matt. There's quite a gap that's formed between the two Arden cars, so he'll have a lot of clear air, Blizzard, if he can pass Matt. In which to try and get fastest lap back, because now, of course, Little Blocks has it. And it's definitely the closest he's been. He's probably not going to try and into Parabolica, but if he can get a good run onto the pit straight, he definitely could get him down to turn 1. And Bugatti's responded. He's pulled 8 tenths on Little Blocks in that lap, and he's got the fastest lap back, so showing that he's got that pace if he needs it, and maybe he was just pacing himself at the front. Blizzard's going to have to go to the outside. Matt's made it very clear which line he's defending. And he positions his car very well. I say he positions his car very nicely. He's completely missed a corner. He ran too deep actually in his attempts to defend, and that'll actually harm his exit. And will Blizzard try into the next chicane? Let's see. He pulls to the outside. Very, very close. Neither of them want to give up the position. It looks like Matt's going to stay in front for now, but Blizzard is right there, and so is Cherry, so these 3 cars now very close in the battle for P4. Of course, it's very important for Cherry. He's third place in the Drivers' Championship, and his 2 championship rivals are 2nd and 3rd, so he really needs to get as many positions as he can here. As Blizzard goes to the outside, Matt once again defends the inside line. And so far he's doing very well defensively. But you get the feeling it will only be a matter of time, and oh, that was a late move. Matt had a moment there and went to cover Blizzard, and I get the feeling it was slightly too late. It was a bit naughty, that. Luckily Blizzard had his wits about him and there was no crash. Once again though, this will be another opportunity down into turn 1. I expect Matt covers the inside line, but I think Blizzard might have it this time round. He's got the higher ground. But Matt brakes late. Is he going to make the corner this time? He is. But Blizzard keeps it down the inside. That's absolutely superb racing, and I think, yeah, Blizzard's got it. But for how long? Because now Matt will have the slipstream. Look at, they're losing so much time battling. The gap's gone up so much. Blizzard brakes later. Goes around the outside. There's contact. There's wheel-to-wheel contact. And that's allowed Matt back through. And I get the feeling Blizzard's going to be getting very frustrated now. He really ought to have cleared this car earlier on, but there's been some very aggressive defending from Matt. He doesn't want to give this position up. Fair, they've been very, very fair side by side. Blizzard will once again try to get a better run out of Ascari. His best option here might be to try and get him into Parabolica, and I think he agreed with me, which is why he stepped on the gas pedal a little too soon. Is he going to try around the outside of Parabolica? The thing for Blizzard here is he's not like he's got to watch out, because he's got a car right behind him, so it's not like he can Be too daring, otherwise he might lose the place rather than gain one. But once again to turn one, it's the same old story. Matt has got the inside. Blizzard is going to try around the outside. Matt brakes later. Is he going to get it stopped in time? Yes, he is. And he covers the line and maintains 4th place. It's a cracking battle. And further down the field, we've got Ollie and CC Brain battling hard for 7th place. And it looks like CC Brain has held on to it for the time being. As Blizzard tries down the inside. Oh, and there's been a bit of contact and they've had to cut the corner. And in fact, that's allowed Cherry to get past Blizzard. So, as I potentially suspected, but Cherry's had a moment. And, well, he was only in front for a corner because, well, he lost it straight away. And Blizzard has 5th place back. So it's as you were, despite all the drama that's gone on between these three. You get the feeling that's not the last of it, though. So now we're back on board with Blizzard. He's still right there with Matt, so you get the feeling it might be another drag race down to turn 1. Meanwhile, back at the front, you can see the little blocks. Is pegging the gap back a bit. Owen fall back the inside, but not close enough. Ollie and CC are still battling like hell for 7th place behind. CC Brain holding on to that 7th. Of course, whoever loses out in this battle will probably be on the reverse grid pole. So, but they both want that extra point. They won't be thinking about that right now. Back on board with Blizzard once again. There's just nothing he can do. Matt's defensive driving, I have to say, has been absolutely superb. He deserves a lot of credit. But back, I want to go back with these two because these two look like they're having a great battle as well. Ollie desperately trying to get 7th off CC Brain. They're undercutting each other all down this straight. Who's going to have the line? No, it's CC Brain. And oh, has Matt finally got past? He has. 1 second I go away. And Matt has lost 2 places. Blizzard has got through, as has Cherry 2 Pie. So that has gone. Oh, but there was a bit of contact there. I think Matt slightly hit the back of Cherry. We go down towards the Scary, and I think. No, it looks like Cherry has got the place, so he remains in 5th. And Ollie looks like he's starting to pull away from CC Brain, so CC Brain down to 8th, Matt down to 6th, but it's Blizzard continuing his fine drive from the back, who finds himself up to 4th. And he's already pulled way clear of these two as they continue to battle. Matt's got the outside for Parabolica. This has been brilliant wheel-to-wheel racing here. Fair play to Matt, he's placed his car superbly. I think both these drivers, both Blizzard and Cherry, are quicker than him, but his driving has meant that they haven't been able to pass him. But he won't have the inside for turn 1 this time, and CC Brain brakes later to take the line, and he takes 5th place. Very nice move indeed. Oh, and a bit of oversteer on exit. Matt tried to squeeze his way past the gap, but wasn't really there. Thankfully, thought better of it in the end. But that could have been nasty, that. Skeven hasn't really had the pace of Little Blocks in this one. Looks like Little Blocks is going to finish quite comfortably ahead of him. Of course, barring penalties, which I'm not sure how we stand in regards to that. But we have just got a couple of laps to go here now. Further down the field, just... Well, actually, I think Nurk's the top 10 get points in this race, so this is still for points here, so we'll follow this. It's Neon versus Lee Finley for P9. Lee Finley not close enough into Ascari. But he will definitely be close enough here on the exit. There's as the closest battle on the circuit at the moment, although CC Brain is looking at threatening Ollie again, so we'll stay with this one for the time being. I think if Lee Finley can get a good exit out of a Parabolica. Let's see. Don't think he has got a good enough exit. Where CC Brain thought about going down the inside, but decided against it. That's not giving up either against Cherry. He's not close enough for a move there. We're on the penultimate lap now of the feature race, lap 14. Bugatti's led from pole position. I'd say without any threat, but Little Blocks has always been thereabouts, so... And he's still only 1.3 seconds behind, so pressure on him right to the end. Skeeven a distant third. Blizzard has been absolutely fantastic, from starting from the back of a grid all the way up to fourth. And that included a fantastic battle with these two drivers who we can see now. And then we've got Ollie and CC Brain battling hard for 7th and 8th places. A word as well for Free Gloves, who had a fantastic qualifying, but unfortunately for him, his race just didn't go well, and he finds himself down in 14th. He did qualify on the front row of the grid, just behind Bugatti, of course. So we're now on to the final lap of the race, and it's the last chances here for the guys at the back of another car to try and gain another place. Battles for 5th, 7th and 9th here. Are any of them going to be able to make moves, or is it just going to get away from them? See them all there on the straight. It doesn't look like any of them are close enough for a move into turn 1. We'll quickly look back. Oh, and well, CC Brain has completely missed turn 1. In fact, I was about to say that was going to cost him more, but he hasn't. I thought he'd gone a lot further deep than that, actually. So he did well to just only lose a couple of seconds, but that's ended any chance he had of getting 7th place, and it means he will be on pole position, I believe, for the sprint race. Going up straight after this. There's Neon and Lee Finley battle, and it looks like Neon's held on to the 9th place for now. But we're going to give some airtime, I think, to the race. Well, the race winner, barring any disaster on the final corner. I don't want to jinx that. But yeah, around the final corner here with Bugatti, it's been an absolutely fantastic drive. He took pole position and has never really had any problems since then. Bugatti rounds the final corner and wins a feature race here at Monza. A great drive, Little Blocks. Well, due to penalties, wow, wow. That is so close, but due to penalties, Little Blocks has taken the win by less than 1/10 of a second. That is absolutely incredible. And that win for Little Blocks gives him a good chance in the Drivers' Championship now. I think he puts him ahead of Skeeven. So, and well, Blizzard gets the fastest lap on the last lap, just underlining the pace he had. MC drivers going across the line. And it will be CC Brain who is on pole for the sprint race, but wow, Little Blocks gets the win thanks to penalties by literally less than 1/10 of a second. That is incredible. They might not have been too aware as well of just how close it was. But well done to Little Blocks. In terms of my driver of the day for this one, I have to give it to Blizzard. He started from 19th for the last on the grid after disconnecting, so he couldn't take part in qualifying. And to come through from there and finish in 4th place, that's a massive credit to him. And he took the fastest lap as well. That was a superb performance from him. I'm going to try and quickly work out the points before the feature race, just so I can keep you up to date with how it's looking. So if my maths is correct, which it probably isn't, Little Blocks will now lead the championship on 115 points. We'll have Skeven on 114 points, so just 1 point in it. And Cherry 2 Pie will move on to 95. So he's still got hopes, Cherry 2 Pie, but they are dwindling. But it's very, very close between Little Blocks and Skeven, and that very tight win for Little Blocks could be the difference come the end of the night. You never know. Blizzard will be up to 75 points. I think he's too far away, unfortunately for him. He had a bit of a disaster on the opening week, but since then he's been absolutely superb. If it wasn't for that, I think he could still be up there. But yep, going into the sprint race, and there's just 1 point between the top two in the championship. It's getting very close. Back to dry conditions then for the sprint race. I think a lot of people will be very happy about that. Certainly the drivers, that's for sure. And hopefully turn 1 will be a little less chaotic this time around. Got CC Brain starting on pole with Ollie alongside him. Oh, my maths was correct. Awesome. So, the numbers I just read to you were right. Little 115, Skeven 114, Cherry on 95. Here we go then. 5 lights. And away we go for the sprint race. It's a good start from CC Brain. He should be able to cover off Ollie for the lead. Yep, he goes to the inside. Ollie will try and go around the outside though. Into turn 1. He brakes later, does Ollie, and that's a fantastic move, I think. Has he got it done? He has indeed. Cherry's up to 3rd. We've got Matt 4th, Blizzard 5th, Skeven up to 6th. And there's just a massive drag race down towards the 2nd chicane. Oh, we're almost 3 abreast there, and Cherry had to back right out of it. And he's actually hit the back of CC. That got a bit clumsy in there, but he's got away with it. Further down the field, I think we've got some problems. Skeven. Has Skeven got an issue? I think he has. The championship contender Skeven has got problems. There's been a massive collision further down the back. And, well, that's really handed the advantage to Little Blocks up in 6th. But meanwhile, at the front, Ollie leads just ahead of CC Brain. We've got Cherry in 3rd, Blizzard already up to 4th. And Matt in 5th, and there was a lot of carnage further down the field. Interesting if Skeven's got damage or not. If he has, that really could be the end of his race. Of course, there's only 5 laps here, so this is a very quick one as Cherry goes down the inside of his teammate CC Brain. Of course, no constructor standings here, so they will fight as well. In fact, Cherry's lost out there to Blizzard, and Skeven is out the race, so it is now down to the other 2 contenders as CC Brain goes down the inside of Ollie for the race lead. Further behind we've got Blizzard going down the inside as well. Oh, and what on earth's happened there? Massive contact. I couldn't see what caused that. Matt's got a penalty for a collision with Ollie. I don't know if it was because Matt broke late or what, but a lot of problems there, and I wonder if Cherry's got damage. It looks like he has. I think Cherry's... Oh no, Matt's dropping places. Oh, and there's more contact. There's more contact. That's Little Blocks who's round. So all of the championship contenders are having absolute nightmares here. And this has been quite a messy race so far. Well, Cherry 2 Pie might be able to get back into this with the way it's gone for Little Blocks and Skeven. This is incredible. This start. CC Brain leads. We've got Ollie in 2nd. Blizzard is 3rd. Cherry 4th. Bugatti 5th. It's very difficult to keep up with what's been going off. There's been so much happening. We've got Greeny now trying to get P7 down the inside of Kamkir. And he does so. Greeny's up to 7th. Looking for his first points of the championship. Meanwhile, back at the front, Ollie and CC Brain have just spent all of this evening battling so far. And Ollie's down the inside into turn 1. And he keeps the position. There's another yellow flag in sector 1. I don't know what's happened this time. Oh, there's more carnage further down the field. I think there is, you know. I'm not sure quite what's happened, but... Oh, and we've got a 3-car battle for the lead. Got Blizzard now, trying to get past CC Brain. What a shocking camera angle. And Blizzard has got 2nd place off CC Brain, so Blizzard's storming evening continues. Right, and Blizzard now then, he'll set his sights on getting past Ollie for the race lead. Let's hope that this all remains clean. There's been quite a lot of carnage so far, so hopefully popping on toward here. Of course, we're now moving towards the penultimate lap of the race, so not much time to make your move stick. As Cherry looks at trying to get past Bugatti for 4th, but can't quite make it happen. We go back on with Blizzard, who's looking at the inside of Ollie for the race lead. Blizzard looking like a man on a mission tonight. And he has taken the lead. Under braking into turn 1. There's a bit of contact there as Ollie runs into the back of him. Further behind, Cherry has moved past Bugatti for 5th. We've also got Krypton and Neon side by side further down the road. I think Free Gloves has had a problem, as Greeny. So Greeny's hopes of his first points might just have gone as well. But we've got these 3 cars at the front then. CC Brain close to Ollie. Looks like Blizzard's already moving away at the front. Showing excellent pace. I don't know what on earth's going on behind. Just constantly changing positions. Let's have a look further down now. We've got Neon just behind Krypton. P8. The cars behind look a bit further away, so I don't know what's happened there. Little Block still trying to salvage some points out of it. He's in 12th at the moment. Oh, and there's a yellow flag in sector 2. Not sure what that's for. But we've got CC Brain right behind the back of Ollie. As he has been all evening, really. As he looks to try and take P2. Blizzard looks very safe for the win, you have to say. Penalties aside, of course. But can CC Brain finally get past Ollie? These two just will not stop battling. CC Brain has the inside line and moves to take the position, and is up to 2nd place. Cherry in 4th. Is that really going to be enough? Well, he's actually down to 5th now, and there's more contact between him and Bugatti. So Cherry's actually now down to 5th. I was going to say, is that enough for him with his 2 championship contenders out of the race, pretty much? But he really needs to get that 4th place back, I think. Not sure if 5th is enough. Can Ollie fight back against CC Brain? We are on the final lap of the sprint race here. And Blizzard once again has had a fantastic drive. This time from 5th on the grid to take the win. Ollie's not really close enough. We'll go on board with Blizzard for the final couple of corners. Behind them, actually, we've got a battle quickly. I want to follow these, actually. Blizzard will take the win, but I want to see what happens here. 7th, 8th and 9th, all very close down to Parabolica. This could go very wrong. Oh, and he's going to try and get me inside this contact, and Well, that is a fantastic hold. Fair play to Crichton. He held that slide brilliantly. And across the line, it's Blizzard who takes the win. CC Brain second, Bugatti third, Ollie's down to fourth, Cherry fifth, Neon sixth, Kamkir seventh, and Matt is in eighth, and Little Box, I don't think will score in ninth. I could be wrong on that one. I think it's just the top eight that score. Yeah, it's just top eight that score in the sprint race. Little Box misses out on points. So if I am now right in saying, that means it'll be Little on 115, Skeeven on 114, and Cherry will be on, if I can just work this out. Cherry, I think, could be wrong, I think Cherry will be on 101. So still be 14 points off the lead, but it keeps him in the hunt, heading into Belgium. But congratulations to Blizzard, driver of the day again for me. I thought another stunning drive from the third row and took a pretty comfortable win in the end. Just looks to have his car really well sorted out around this track. Ah, here we go. So yeah, Big C just confirming Skeeven 115, Little Box 114. Actually, wouldn't it be Little Blocks on 115, Skeeven on 114? But yeah, Little 115, Skeeven 114, Cherry will be on 101, and Blizzard will be up to 88, and if he keeps his form going into Spa, you just never know. But I still think the top three, it will be one of the top three that wins it. Bugatti continuing his good form as well. He's actually got more points at this round than anyone else at the moment. Driving very well tonight. So we now have a 1 or 2 minute break before Spa, and I will be back with you very shortly. Hello, welcome back. It is time now for the one-shot qualifying ahead of the final round of the F2 Sprint Cup here at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. And it is a very wet one-shot qualifying, so it'll be a long lap. And just a quick chance to update you on the standings, just a couple of corrections to make. So going into this, we've got Little Blocks in the lead on 115 points. We have Skeeven in second on 114. We have Cherry on 101, and we have Blizzard on 92 due to his fastest laps at both the Monza races. So based off of that, Blizzard does actually have a bit more of a chance than I gave him credit for. But let's see how this qualifying goes. Very tricky. I feel like there'll be a lot of people who don't complete their laps in these conditions. Eau Rouge is not a corner you want to do in these conditions. Let's see. This really could be a critical lap in deciding the championship. Of course, 4 points for whoever gets pole as well, so that would be much needed for any of the championship contenders. Lee Finley's lap time's gone. He disqualified for going the wrong way. Doesn't look like Blizzard's lap's going terribly well, it has to be said. He's not showing very high at the moment. Little Blocks, on the other hand, is currently quickest. But there's still a long way of his lap to go. Through Pouhon now. Probably my favourite corner of this track now. It used to be Eau Rouge, but obviously in these new cars, it's pretty much flat out on the most part. Pouhon's still a big challenge. Heading down now towards the end of the second sector. And it's still looking very good for Little Blocks, it has to be said. But still, if he can get this 4 points, this would be a big boost for him. He's got Cherry right up there now as well, just noticed, so this could be very close for pole. Oh, Skeeven's out. Skeeven's retired from the session, so that's a big blow for Skeeven. His title bid is going up in smoke, and well, Little Blocks has just got pole by nearly a second. What a lap that is. Cherry is second, got 3 gloves up in third, another good qualifying for him. Skeeven was disqualified, so he was championship leader going into tonight, but it's not going Skeeven's way at all. And this really could cost him the championship. But what a lap time from Little Blocks. He deserves the 4 points for that. There's only one driver who got within a second of his time. It's a brilliant lap. Hopefully 3 gloves as race goes a bit better. He's done well in qualifying again, but hopefully he can translate it. As you can see, a lot of drivers couldn't get their laps in, including Skeeven and Blizzard. With Cherry up there in second now, keeps his hopes going. A lot can happen in the race. First of all, let's see what the weather's going to do. Yeah, so Little Bloom moves on to 119, now has a 5-point lead over Skeeven, who is going to need quite a good race here. Can sense a little bit of frustration from his camp at the moment. Here in the chat, but he's not terribly pleased. He might be a bit fed up with all the wet weather that this championship has had. We've had a lot of rain affected races and qualifyings, that's for sure. But there's a long way to go. And Blizzard showed at Monza that you can start at the back of a grid and still get a great result. So still plenty of hope for Skeeven. So I wish him all the best, as I do all the drivers. And here we go. Got 5 lights. And we're underway at Spa. Little Box looks like he got a very good start from pole position. Should be able to cover off Cherry 2 Pie down into Blanchimon. And they all get through turn 1 quite cleanly. Cherry 2 Pie. Cherry 2 Pie has got a problem. A massive problem for Cherry 2 Pie, and his race has gone horribly wrong. And that's a big blow for the championship contender. Skeeven further down the back as well. We've got Little Blocks leading. Matt, who's had a great start. Always up into third. 3 gloves is under pressure from CC Brain. further behind. Is he going to take 4th place? Yes, he is. And now Lordy's looking down the inside of CC Brain, and that hasn't gone well. And there's big contact behind, and oh my goodness me. That's almost memories of Spa 98 with that crash there for a second. Utter carnage. Lordy tried to go down the inside of Free Gloves, who either didn't see him coming or did see him coming, didn't really give him any space, and Lordy's spun car just went straight in the middle of the track, and it left a lot of drivers with nowhere to go. And, well, I get a feeling a lot of drivers might have damage after that. Back at the front, we've got Little Blocks away in the lead. Matt is in 2nd. Got Ollie 3rd, CC Brain 4th, Free Gloves in 5th. Blizzard is 6th. Where did he start? He's up 9 places, Blizzard. He's the king of starts this evening. Already up to 6th from 15th. That's absolutely incredible. And we've got Free Gloves here. He started in 3rd. He wants to try and get P4 back. Thinks better of it on this occasion. Just having a quick look as well. So a lot of the top drivers starting on softs. We have got CC Brain on the mediums though, as well as the likes of Bugatti and Skeven. So a few drivers going for the alternative strategy. Blizzard went for the softs. And if Matt can get a good run here for a Rouge, he might just have a go at a Little Box. He went a little bit wide there. He might have got a warning for that. But he's right in the slipstream here. Little Box goes very defensive. And there's nowhere really for Matt to overtake through there, and he has to slot in behind. First corner's called La Source, not Blanchimon, by the way. Don't know why I called it Blanchimon at the start. Ollie's still just behind his top 2, just keeping a watchful eye on what's going on in front of him. Blizzard. Oh, Blizzard was already in 6th, my bad. I thought for some reason he'd slipped down or something. Got a massive train of cars behind Speedy in 7th. Like Spaghetti, Davey, Cam K and Skeven all in this train of cars. Nowhere really to overtake on this section of a track though, barring a mistake. But it does look like Speedy is holding some of the cars up behind him. Gatti's got a good run then. We are actually heading towards Blanchimon. Let's see. Bugatti's got the inside line and he takes a place. Speedy might try and come back at him though. There's no way through though. Oh, and QPR Beast has retired possession. I think he was down at the back anyway. It's not been a good evening for QPR Beast. He had a much better time than last week. That's for sure. Just not gone his way. We've kind of got 2 separate groups developing here. The battle for the lead and then the battle for 4th. There's a gap developing between 3rd and 4th though. And DRS is now active, so a massive help down the straight, and I don't really know what Free Gloves was doing there, if I'm being completely honest. He got the slipstream on him. I expected him to pull to the inside and he just didn't. He just slammed straight into the back of CC Bray. Maybe he was expecting CC to go defensive, I don't know, but a bit of a strange one that. Massive lock-up in the car in front. But no real harm done. Back at the front then, as they go through P1. We've got Ollie closing in on the back of Matt. Little Blocks will be hoping that these two start battling, just to get them off his back a little bit. We'll be aiming to break that 1 second DRS range if possible. Let's go on board with Blizzard, who is right behind Free Gloves. Is he going to try and go around the outside of Blanchimon? You'd have to be very brave. Well, Blizzard has got some balls. That is a fantastic overtake. To go around the outside of Blanchimon puts a lot of faith in both you and the other driver. But he never took his foot out the gas pedal there. And Matt has pitted. Is that a scheduled pit stop? I mean, he did start on the softs, but it would be very early. I think it's a scheduled pit stop. There's no damage, so yeah, I think it's just an early pit stop. And that releases Ollie just behind his teammate Little Blocks. As Blizzard looks to try and take third place off CC Brain. He's got the outside line, but I think he's going to be ahead by the time they get to the corner. He's already got the overtake done thanks to DRS. So Blizzard is up into third place. And once again, he's having a superb race. Doesn't seem to matter where he qualifies, it doesn't bother him. And Neon joins the list of retirements. Don't know what happened, but he's retired from the race. And Blizzard's absolutely charging. Bad news for him is if he does still harbour title hopes is that the current championship leader is winning the race. But Blizzard's got a good chance here. If he could get second in the championship, that would be a fantastic recovery, because let's not forget, he had an absolute disaster a couple of weeks ago. I don't think he scored anything for the first couple of races, so he really has been the standout driver over the last few weeks. Little Blocks looks a lot more comfortable now that Matt's pitted. I think that's done him a lot of good. Only 2 seconds behind. Let's go on board with Skeven, trying to make his way through the grid. He really needs to get past Kamke as quickly as possible. Oh, and Blizzard's just got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Well, that's a little poor, to be honest. He was on the charge, and it's a poor mistake to make that one. I don't know if he'll have to survey that pit stop or if he'll just get it added to his race time. I think he might just get it added to his race time. Yeah, like Neon's just said in the chat, if Blizzard hadn't had issues at Baku, he probably would be leading the championship. He really has been very strong since then. Skeven almost pushing Kamke through Rouge at the top of Radion. And around the outside he goes. And Skeven takes 7th place. Starting to look quite quick on those medium tyres. Got Free Gloves now in 3rd place. Interestingly, Ollie has leapfrogged Matt in the pit stops. Not noticed that actually. But yeah, Ollie has leapfrogged Matt in the pit stops. Not by much though. So those two could still be battling well into this race. But that'll be good news for Little Blocks to have his teammate behind him. You get the feeling a lot of the soft tyre runners will come into the pits very soon. The likes of Little Blocks, Free Gloves, Speedy and Davey. Let's follow Skeven as he closes onto the back of Davey. Yep, Little Blocks and Free Gloves are in the pits, as expected. And Davey pits as well. Well, I know he was a bit disappointed about not getting too much footage in the first race. I tried to give him some then, but he pitted, so sorry, Davey. So I suspect Little Blocks will. Oh, and Well, that looked a bit illegal there. To me, it looked like little blocks overshot the pit exit line, but he hasn't caught with a penalty for him. But definitely looked like he went over the edge. If it's just my camera angle or something, but yeah, that looked a bit suspicious. That I don't really know why he would do it, to be honest, because it wouldn't really gain him time. He'd already got the place over these two. As Matt moves past Ollie again. And these two are going to be fighting for the rest of the race. They look very similar in terms of outright pace. Neither one of them can pull away from the other. Ollie thought about a look down the inside there, but decided better of it. There was a bit of a jump there. And he caught Ollie out. He should have a fantastic run out of here and be able to pressurise Matt into Blanchimon. He didn't actually get that good of an exit. Maybe he was too close. Oh, he's picking up the slipstream now, but he could have a try into the bus stop chicane. Again, not quite. Lordy pits, he's the last person on the soft tyres to pit, and he's also speeded in the pit lane. Get the feeling this is probably one of the trickier pit entries, based off what we've seen so far. It's quite a short run into the pit, so it can catch you out. Yeah, I don't think Blizzard served his penalty under his pit stop. I think he will get added to his race time, because looking at where he is, yeah, he doesn't like he looks like he's getting time on the cars ahead. So yeah, Blizzard could be joining this scrap very soon between Ollie and Matt. Ollie's gone around the outside, and with the DRS, nothing really that Matt could do. And Ollie takes a place back. Little Blocks has definitely lost a bit of his advantage. He's not as far ahead as what he was. It will be quite demoralising though, I think, for Skeeven to see that Little Blocks is behind him and having already pitted. I think that won't help him feel better about the position he's in at the moment. One potential silver lining for Skeeven though, what I'm thinking is, A, he might be, if he can finish 8th or somewhere around that, he could be at the front for the sprint race, and of course he'll be pitting for the soft tyres, so he's got a good chance of getting fastest lap as well, which is worth an additional 2 points. Might not sound like a lot, but championships have been decided by less. As I suspected, Blizzard is closing up to the back of these two. Skeeven, in fact, Skeeven's pitting now. That's a very early stop on medium tyres, I would say. It's an incredibly long stint he's planning to do on the softs. Has he got front wing damage? I couldn't tell. I think he might have front wing damage. That might be why he stopped early. It's Matt about to pass Ollie back here. The DRS is so powerful down the straight. I actually think it's a bit too powerful. It's making overtakes quite simple, if I'm being honest. We do love to see overtaking, of course, but probably want it to be a bit more challenging than that. But Matt's got the place back. But I'm sure Ollie knows if he just sticks behind him, he'll be able to get the place back probably next lap, if not earlier. Ollie getting a bit of understeer there in the middle of Puom, caught in the dirty air of the car in front. Blizzard is right there with them now. Ooh, he's pushing hard as well. Saw how twitchy he got on the exit there. And it's going to be a three-way battle very shortly. CC Brain pits again quite early on the medium tyre. Unless they're confident they can get the softs to the end, that's quite an early stop. But Gatti's pitting as well, so maybe it is possible to... Actually no, that's probably about right actually to pit. Now thinking about it. For some reason I got it into my head it was a 15 lap race. Not sure why. As Blizzard looks down the inside of Ollie, but quite close enough. He's sort of joined comfortably ahead of the guys who've just pitted. Blizzard looks like he's got a great run here, but to be fair, so will Ollie. So, here we go. Look how much of a disadvantage it is to not have DRS. Ollie and Matt going side by side with each other. Blizzard's trying to join in as well. Blizzard's going to go round the outside and they're still alongside each other. Space given. Is Matt going to lose 2 positions? Ollie's definitely got a second. And Blizzard has had to stick behind Matt. Matt, once again, defending very well. So now the pit stops have been taken care of. Little Blocks is the leader, and then this is the very close battle for second as Blizzard looks down the inside into... Well, this is a very unusual overtaking spot. Blizzard's going to try and make it work. Has he managed to do that? No way, that is an incredible overtake. That is a superb move from Blizzard. You wouldn't call that an overtaking spot under any circumstances, but he choreographed that to perfection. And Blizzard is up into 3rd place and will now try and close down Ollie. The only problem he's got is, due to the ferocious slipstream round here, is that he's now having to defend from Matt again. What he could really do with getting is a DRS on Ollie. I don't think he's going to get the DRS either, so Blizzard's great overtake could be undone at the push of a DRS button. Which I personally don't think is how it should be done, but here we go anyway. Let's just go on board with Matt to see the difference in speed with the DRS open. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I like DRS, but that's just a bit overkill, in my opinion. It's supposed to aid overtaking, not do the overtake. And Blizzard will have to mug Matt off all over again. Further down the field, we've got Bugatti and Free Gloves having a battle here for P6. Looks like Bugatti's gained that position. No way through this time for Blizzard. Matt's not going to fall for that one twice. However, the slipstream effect will mean he will have a great run up to Blanchimon. Matt, I'm guessing, will do the only thing he can do, which is defend the inside. Whoa! Ooh, that's a bit on the line, but I think he'll get away with that. He did not want to give Blizzard any line through there. Blizzard will get a touch impatient here, but what he has to remember is that he'll have DRS this time around, so you'd think it might be a simple overtake for him. The only problem is that Oh, he might be giving DRS back to Matt. I wonder if there's a bit of tactics involved in this from Ollie. I think he'd much rather have Matt behind him than Blizzard, and that's no disrespect to Matt. But I just think Blizzard is the faster driver. But I think Matt will have DRS here. Yeah, he's definitely got DRS. It wouldn't be this close if he didn't. Matt's gonna stick to the inside, but Blizzard's outbroke him. Great move again. Doesn't matter what Matt does, Blizzard has decided he's going past him, and that's that. And now Blizzard's a lot closer to Ollie, and well, he got a penalty there, and I saw, I could see from the helicopter camera, he did take a few liberties there with the inside of a corner, but he's pushing, and that sort of thing can happen. In terms of the championship, to be honest, it's little blocks with him being out in the lead. It is looking very good for him, it has to be said. Skeeven's down in 10th. Cherry's hopes are gone, he's out of the race. And Blizzard, although he's up in 3rd and potentially got a chance of getting 2nd, with Little being out in the lead, I think that might end his hopes as well. I actually think that mathematically Little might be sealing the championship with this win. But I'll let Big C work that one out. There's a lapped car there, I wonder what that was. I think that's Krypton, but Blizzard will definitely have DRS on Ollie this time and should be able to make the move stick. He doesn't need to go for it into the source, he can just wait to the top of Eau Rouge and have the DRS. I mean, I hate to break this to Ollie right now, but it doesn't really matter where he goes here. He's going to lose that position. As evidenced by that. Blizzard is up into 2nd place. Looks like Speedy's had a bit of a incident further down the field. I think he must have gone off somewhere. Couldn't quite see that, unfortunately. See if Ollie's sticking quite close to the back of Blizzard there, so might potentially be able to come back at Blizzard on the final lap. We are on the penultimate lap now, of course. Little Blocks has had this under control, if I'm being honest. He's always had a decent lead, and yeah, Big C just confirming that if Little Blocks can stay in the lead, he is going to be the champion. So just one lap for Little Blocks to negotiate, and he is the F2 Sprint champion. Skeeven is up to 8th. I'm not sure that's enough, even if that does give him reverse grid pole. Matt's kind of dropped off the back of these two now. He defended very vigorously, but just ultimately didn't quite have the pace to live with these two. Credit to Ollie for staying so close to Blizzard, and he should have a very good chance of getting P2 back here. Let's go on board with Ollie at the top of the hill. What can Blizzard do to stop this? I mean, that's just ridiculous. He wasn't even that close to Blizzard over the top of the hill, but with the DRS it just doesn't matter. And Blizzard will have to find one of his trademark overtaking moves if he wants to get 2nd place back. Massive lock up into the hairpin. Another penalty for Blizzard might just cost him here. Not just a podium, but might cost him a bit more than that as well. We'll follow Little Blocks then round the last sector of the track. It's looking like he's about to win the championship with a race to spare. It's been a stellar performance from him tonight. And I'd say he probably has been the most consistent driver across the three weeks. I think he's not really had a really bad week in there, which unfortunately for them, his championship rivals have done. He's just been the most consistent driver. And as long as he can negotiate the bus stop chicane for one last time, Little Blocks will be your F2 Sprint Cup champion. Here he is, Little Blocks is the champion. As Blizzard makes, I think he's made a very aggressive move on Ollie. It doesn't matter. He's ultimately going to drop down. Matt actually takes second. It's going to be CC Brain that takes third. And Ollie has got fourth. Bugatti fifth. Blizzard down to sixth. Here comes Skeevan. It just wasn't to be for him tonight. But it's still been a very valiant championship effort for him nonetheless. He takes eighth. In fact, he drops out of the side. He drops to ninth. He doesn't even get pole position for the sprint race. It just really isn't going for him tonight. But congratulations to Little Blocks. He is the champion of the F2 Sprint Cup, and he can now just go out and enjoy this final race. I don't know if he knows he's won it. He may very well not know. But congratulations to him. In terms of my driver of the day for the Belgian feature race, let's have a quick look to see if anyone stands out. Little Blocks did a fantastic job, but I'm actually going to give it to Bugatti. Didn't really notice him much in the race, but to come from 18th on the grid to take 5th deserves a lot of credit, and he's had some good races tonight, so yeah, I'll give that to Bugatti for that one, but Little Blocks did a great job as well. And nice to see Davey as well, because shout out to him for getting his first point of the championship, well deserved. He's gone about his business quietly, but he's done a good job there to get the final point. It will be Cam K and Free Gloves who will be on the front row for the sprint race. There is still one race to go. And it'll just be a lot of fun to see how the drivers get on. And credit goes to Skeevan in the chat, saying GG to Lickle for his championship success. As they say, before you learn to win, you have to learn how to lose, and Skeevan's done that with absolute class there. So we've now got the sprint race to go. Dry conditions, actually, other than qualifying, it's been quite dry here at Spa, which has been a rarity for the F2 Sprint Cup over these 3 weeks. But yeah, one last mad dash. It'll be 4 or 5 laps, probably 5 I guess, but we'll see. Here we go then. Cam K and Free Gloves on the front row. The sprint race at Spa is underway. Looks like a good start from Cam K. He covers the inside line, and Free Gloves will slot in behind. Oh, he's gone too wide though, Cam K, and he's going to lose out. Blizzard's going to take the lead of a race. And we've got Bugatti in second, Free Gloves in third. We've got Ollie alongside Cam K up for a Rouge. That's going to be a brave move. Oh, what brilliant driving between them. And we're almost going 3 abreast here. What on earth is this? This could only go wrong. We're going to follow Little Blocks on the inside. What a shocking camera angle. They all get it stopped into the corner, and it's very clean racing actually. Fair play to them. It can be easy in a 5-lap race to go a bit hell for leather. There's a bit of carnage further down as Bugatti and Blizzard are battling away. Bugatti looks to get the lead around the outside, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Great move from Bugatti there. We've got Free Gloves up in third. Cam K in fourth, but Bugatti and Blizzard are absolutely going at each other here for the lead of a race. Let's see, what can Blizzard do? We know he's not afraid to overtake even in places where you wouldn't usually go for it. As Cam K and Little Blocks are batting away for fourth. Looks like there's a bit of a train forming behind him at the moment. Doesn't look like he quite has the pace of some of the top guys. Is Blizzard going to be close enough to try and move into the bus stop? He's got a great toe. Bugatti defends the inside line and doesn't allow Blizzard anyway through. Blizzard took a bit too much curb there. And was there contact? I think there was. There was contact between Free Gloves and Blizzard. And well, out of all that, Little Blocks is up into second. It just seems to all be going his way tonight. I'm sure there was contact there. It seemed like very weird if Blizzard just lost that all on his own. But that has dropped Blizzard comfortably down to 7th. And he'll have to fight back once again. And that leaves Bugatti with a huge lead. Let's see how useful this straight is without DRS. See, looking at it, you don't even need like DRS down this straight. It's that powerful already as Blizzard is going past Greeny, and Greeny's actually coming under pressure from Ollie now as well. Is Greeny's going to hold off P7 for the time being. So much action. Now got Blizzard all over the back of Lordy. He'll be driving angry right now. He'll want to get those places back. He's picked up understeer there and kind of stopped his attack. Well, I mentioned that Bugatti had a 3-second lead, but that's completely evaporated. I don't know what's happened. He must have made a mistake or something. But that 3-second lead's gone, and Bugatti now is actually under pressure for the lead of a race. So we do have a battle on for the win, contrary to what I expected. As further down the field, we've got Greeny trying to go around the outside of Blanchimon against Blizzard. Greeny's going to have the inside line here for the bus stop, and he's going to get that move done. But wow, that's a fantastic undercut on Greeny by Blizzard, and Blizzard might have a position back down into the source. Greeny's going to brake later though. He's going to leave Greeny with nowhere to go as Cam K, the man who started on pole position, is now out of the race. So from 0 to 0 on that one. And the top three have really made a break for it out the front. These Little Blocks going to be close enough to try and move on Bugatti. Not this time, but he will have DRS next time around. And we know how powerful that is. Blizzard is losing a lot of positions, and there's a bit of contact there. And what on earth is that car doing in the background? I think that's Cherry who decided that that turn didn't exist. Bit of contact there between Cherry and Blizzard. And it's actually Greeny who finds himself up to 4th place now, so that's worked out brilliantly. Cherry gets a penalty for gaining a place, and can't say I'm surprised at that. Meanwhile, at the front, Little Blocks wants to make it a clean sweep in Belgium here. He's already the champion, but he wants this win. Bugatti had a comfortable lead, but it just went. Oh Lord, he locked up a bit there, and it's cost him time. He might be under pressure from CC Brain here. Go through Blanchimon. What can CC Brain do? Is he going to try and move? He thinks better of it. This time around, of course, they'll all have DRS. So maybe that's what CC Brain's thinking. Just save it for the DRS, and he might actually be in the best position. You'll have to hope Little Blocks gets as close as possible for it to have most effect. We will see how Little Blocks does here for a Rouge and Radion. Is he going to be close enough? I'm not sure he is, you know. He didn't get a great run at all. We're disappointed with that. Blizzard has got into 5th place past... I say past Skeven. I don't remember Skeven being a part of this battle. I don't know where he's come from. But he's found himself right up there now in P6. So a nice driving from there, but we went a miss. We've lost a lot of drivers. Charity Pie, I think, might have damage. He's coming to the pits anyway. And what can Little Blocks do here? It's definitely going to be one of these three that wins the race. These top three, they are a few seconds clear of Greenie behind. And he definitely looks closer than what he has been of late. Bugatti will be under serious pressure here, and he didn't get the best of exits there. CC Brain running it really wide, close to the wall. You wouldn't want to be much closer, put it that way. Further behind we've got Skeven and Blizzard going side by side through Bonchimon. Oh, and Skeven being pushed off a track there by Blizzard almost. Oh, this is getting very confrontational here. It's a final lap, there'll be no punches held here. They're going to absolutely go for this now. Here we go. Can Little Blocks get a better run this time for a Rouge? We'll go on board with him. Is this the exit he's been looking for? That's much better. He should have a decent chance here. Bugatti's done all he can. He goes to the DRS is so powerful, and Little Blocks has got the position, but Bugatti's trying to come back at him. He's got to be careful he doesn't lose his position behind. But Little Blocks has got the lead, and that once again just shows the power of that DRS down that straight. I don't think I've seen a more powerful DRS zone. Further behind, Blizzard and Skeven still side by side. These two involved in quite a physical confrontation here. Of course, he could still, I don't know the points exactly, but he could still be back for the time being. Doesn't look like he's quite got the pace he had earlier. It looks like Little Blocks has done enough to win the race here, and it is all about what can CC Brain do. Can he get second place? He goes around the outside of Bonchimon. There's contact. What? Well, neither of them stuck to a track there, so I don't think you can penalise either of them. CC Brain breaks as late as he dares. Bugatti's going to hold on. A little bit of contact there. Oh, and Bugatti just holds on across the line. Greenie finally gets his first points of a championship. That'll be a massive relief to him. And across the line, Ollie gets the final point ahead of Matt. Skeven couldn't get past Blizzard in the end, but it's Little Blocks who takes another win. Spa really has won it out for him tonight. I'm surprised Bugatti. I thought CC Brain was getting up in the wall for a second now of how close those two were and the contact they had, pushing him towards the wall on the exit of Bonchimon, but Bugatti held out. Fairly or not is up to you to decide, but credit to Little Blocks. He already sealed the championship, and he seals it in style here with a win. Bugatti gets second place. He's had a really good night tonight as Bugatti. It's a shame we didn't see him in the previous 2 weeks, because he could have been up there as well. And credit to CC Brain for finishing on the podium as well. This has been a really fun championship in the F2 cars. You've seen the drivers pushed to the limit in cars they're not used to driving. You've seen the full effects of that, especially in the wet weather, I think. And yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed this really fun event that we've done here over the last few weeks, and I'm sure there'll be more. Obviously F1 2020 announced today to be released in July, so you can't wait to get onto that game and see how everyone gets on. And of course we've still got all the leagues still running here, from PSGL F1 all the way to F6, so be sure to join us for those live streams as well. And yeah, there is your final podium. Once again, well done to Little Blocks for winning the championship. Congratulations to everyone who competed in this event, and to those who organised it. It's been an absolute pleasure to commentate on it. And yeah, this has been all from us tonight. And farewell, and we will see you for the next live stream on PSGL's YouTube channel. Goodbye.